Episode 11, I'm doing it now. Welcome back to episode 11 of the Idoctor UK podcast clinic episode thing that we do every single week, where we talk about life, we talk about phones, we talk about things that you've asked me, and most importantly, we talk about me. Yes, let's do it. I think we're going to start off. Alex is actually going to ask me some questions now. I don't know whether Alex's questions will be in there or they'll pop up on the screen here. Or we'll do it. We'll figure out how we do it in editing, and you might not even hear me say this bit, but we're going to talk, and I'll answer some questions, find out some more about me. Who's Ollie Pickles? That's me. I'm Ollie Pickles. Obviously I've got this YouTube channel. I own a company called Idoctor, a phone repair shop. I'm not going to bang too much into my personal life, but I am married with a child. But for the sake of this, it's more important that we talk about the professional stuff. I used to work in railway engineering. Now I do this full time, make videos part time / full time, and yeah, apart from that, I like to go to the gym, I like to go boxing, and that is me. So I started Idoctor back in October 2019 after I left the railway in the summer of 2019, did a little bit of travelling around. We went to Africa, went to Italy. It was beautiful. It was a nice long summer before Lennon went to school and stuff. Like, once my son started school in September that year, I was like, right, we need to start this business, and I just went for it full time from the start. And the way that we did it at the beginning was that it was originally that we come to you. That was the tagline. So we go to the customer. We'll go to them in the car, and at the time I was like going into people's houses and repairing phones on the kitchen table. I realised that wasn't always practical, because you might turn up somewhere and they don't have a kitchen table, they don't have a kitchen side, or they've got that much shit all over the kitchen that you don't have room to fix a bloody iPhone in their kitchen. So you sat on somebody's sofa trying to fix something on some dodgy little wobbly table while you got a dog barking at your ankle. So that didn't work too well, and we changed it into going out and fixing them. And I got a little setup in the car. I got this little lap tray and stuff, and I just used to sit in my car and do it outside the customer's house, and that worked really, really well. It became very, very popular, and yeah, it was good until lockdown. We stayed open at the beginning of lockdown. We carried on doing it. Whilst I was doing that, at the same time, I was sort of transitioning into working from home as well, and I set up a workshop from my outbuilding at home. When I say outbuilding, it's a glorified shed. It's a shed made out of bricks, but we made it look nice inside. We bought the laser machine. That was really, we'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit, but that was like critical to the growth of Idoctor. But one day a week I was going and working from home using the laser machine, and then the rest of the week I was out and about, and we'd travel around sort of Sheffield, Rotherham, Barnsley, repairing phones. Jodie, my wife, she was the one in charge of like looking after the admin stuff, because there was no way in hell that I could organise going around and fixing these phones. So Joe would work it out that I'd do one area one day, another area the other day, another area the other day, and it worked really, really smooth. End of lockdown, they opened up a skate park, and I was like, oh man, I'm going back. I used to go there when I was a kid. I used to be banging skateboarding and that kind of thing. They opened up the local skate park, and I was like, literally within 10 minutes of going there, I'd snapped my leg in half, and I was like incapacitated, so I couldn't drive anymore. And that's why I started working from home all the time. So within the 6 weeks that I was sort of not immobile, we'll say, it became obvious that I could repair a lot more devices without the travelling in between, and it saved money obviously on fuel. There was more people than I thought would just rock up to your house and have the phone fixed, and it was going really, really well. It got that well to a point that we expanded and moved into the shop or workshop around the corner. I started making TikTok videos from there. Then everything just went really, really fast, and we got very popular. Started repairing stuff from all over the country, and it's been pretty good since then. A lot of the stuff what we do is using that laser machine. I told you I was going to talk about that. We got the laser machine literally, I think we started the business in October 2019. We got the laser machine in like December 2019, and from there, like, it just really helped the business, because there was nobody else doing them backlash repairs on the iPhone 8, 10, 10R, and then 11 and onwards, even when they were released. So we became very, very popular very quickly. Even though we were a business what we're running out of a bloody shed in my back garden, we had other shops around Sheffield coming to the house, getting their phones fixed. And it was just really, really cool at the time. There were a lot of people who used us for that service, and it just made us somewhat popular all the way to the future, to the present day where we are now, where we've got this nice little setup. It's just from hard work and just trying new things all the time. I'm going to stop waffling now. What's the next question? Obviously, talking about the past, now we can move on to the future. I don't have any concrete plans. In fact, no, there's no concrete plans. I have ideas what run around my head all the time. Like, my brain works at 500 miles an hour, and I'm just like, there's nights where I don't sleep because I'm just thinking about stuff what we could do. The general plan is to keep making content. I really enjoy making the content, and it means like I could reach 20, 30 people who come in the shop every day, which is great. We reach like 20 to 30,000 people just through the YouTube channel every day alone. That's 20 to 30,000 views on these long form videos every single day. Like, I can't 1000x the amount of people who come in the shop. Like, I couldn't even fit 200 people into this building. So for us to get like 20,000 people come into the fucking shop is just insane. To watch us every single day is just like, it blows my mind. It really does. So that's one thing that we're 100% committed to, is like expanding what we can do with YouTube. We're planning more entertaining content, which would be great because I like to make funny and silly, skitty sort of stuff. I love doing the serious, this is how we replace this and this, and you know, the educational stuff. Talking about educational stuff, I'd love to find a unit where we could build some kind of training center in it, because we get asked a lot about training. I'm sure that we could run a monthly 1 week long training course within my schedule, but at the same time we've still got this shop what I'm trying to balance as well, because it's surprising how much time I'm committed to this. Probably need to step back from this place and to allow somebody else to sort of day-to-day manage it, so that I can concentrate on the content and the educational stuff, but I don't know. So they're the sort of plans ideally where I'm at. I'd also like to take a bit more time off work as well to spend time with family, but you know, we'll see about that. I don't know whether that'll work or not. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at with the future, but I'm also just taking it day by day, because you never ever know what's going to happen tomorrow. I usually start my day, I've got 2 different days. It's the early gym day or a late start day, and they tend to alternate depending what I'm doing in the morning. But generally I'll get up at 5 a.m, I'll go to the gym for 6, and then I'll usually go in the gym for an hour, then I spend half an hour in the sauna, the steam room, all those kind of things, and just chilling out, do a little bit of meditation, just relax, try and think about what I'm going to do for the day. And then I'll spend a little bit of time doing my to-do list, because I'll get to work about 8 o'clock. Then we open the shop at 9, and then yeah, that's when the chaos starts. So Monday to Thursday we've got Alex here, and he sits on my left hand side all day, and he's like, right, come on, let's record a video. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? And then we've got Nathan, who sits at the front desk, and he's like, Ollie, have we got this? Have we got that? Have we got this? What do we do with this? Blah 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 blah. I'm not like trying to be big egoed or anything like that, but we're going through a typical day, and I'm trying to fix stuff. There's a million fires to put out, and I like to get coffee and breakfast, and then yeah, that usually carries on till about 6. So 6 on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays usually about that same chaos goes on until about 8 p.m. And then I go home. The way that I like to unwind is by either sat editing videos a lot at the minute at night time, or I really like cooking and cleaning, so that is my relaxing stuff. So if I'm in the kitchen, I'll put some music on and I'll just make a nice dinner for myself and my wife. Oh, it's not just me. So make some nice tea, or I like to clean the house. It sounds counterproductive in terms of relaxing, but I like to, just run around with Hoover or clean the windows or bathroom, or sometimes kitchen. Kitchen, I usually clean it as I go, so the kitchen always stays clean. But yeah, keeping stuff clean is important.
Cinderella.
Yeah. Okay, so that's sort of like a typical day in my life. Alex has now got some less serious questions. Starting off with, if I was on death row, what would my last meal be? Oh, last meal on death row.